Hello and welcome back to Moonlight Museum and of course 2 Point Museum. Now where we last left off, we got all of our fish leveled up to Pristine and we got all of the knowledge, and now we're on the hunt for some new fish. But before we get into that, there is one staff member we do need to rename, and that is going to be Kelpie Puffin here. If I can select their name here. This is going to be an absolutely perfect name as we welcome into the team Toxic Calamari, which I think is just the perfect fit for this museum. So thank you for your patronage. If you would like to be in the game as an expert, go ahead and join the membership at Golden Panda level or above, and we will throw you in as soon as I record the next episode. But without further ado, I think it's about time that we go ahead and start a new expedition to a new location. And I'm thinking we go for Tide Mountain. This has 2 temperate fish that we can discover. It is going to require us to take a security guard and a marine life expert. 25 days is the expedition time with $4,000. Currently at level 1, and we'll go ahead and set this up. Now, looking at these events, interesting. It looks like we need a security guard with strolling surveillance to counter this, and I don't actually think we have one. We don't. Let's have a quick look if we can go ahead and remedy that real quick. And it looks like we can. Rob Solomon here has strolling surveillance and peripheral vision. Just an overall good hire in general. That is going to bring us up to 4 security guards, which honestly might be a little bit too many for this museum. Yeah, it might be. Let's have a look at our security guards and what they are doing. So we have Gwyneth Flan here who can work in the camera room. We don't currently have a camera room, so that's maybe not 100% necessary. Is anyone like getting paid more than the rest? Yeah, kinda. I think in general, Gwyneth Flan here is probably our weakest link, just because, well, they do have Loyal and Globetrotter. Robust and Bookworm and nice. Yeah, I think we'll fire Gwyneth Flan for the moment. They do have Loyal and Globetrotter, which is nice, but we don't have a camera room for them to work in just yet. So we're going to go ahead and fire them for the moment. That's going to leave us with 2 security guards in the museum while this one is out on an expedition. But I think that's going to be absolutely fine. So we'll go ahead and set this up. We are going to send Crimson out here. That is going to cover fish food. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to get the perfect catch because she does not have Fish Whisperer just yet. The only person that has Fish Whisperer is Rio Thumper here. Toxic Calamari could get it, but then they also wouldn't counter the fish food events. So yeah, I think Crimson is our best choice here. And for our security guard, we are going to send Rob Solomon to avoid sharks. And it looks like the only thing left that we can potentially counter is slow sailing, but that is going to require a joint level of 15, which we just don't have. So our expedition is going to be a little bit slower. I think that's going to be absolutely fine. We are going to go ahead and throw on the expedition journal just so that we get a little bit more XP, and we can probably also go ahead and throw Speedy on there, which basically just counters the slow sailing. We are definitely going to encounter slow sailing. So this is going to be a 17-day expedition rather than 23. I think that's absolutely perfectly fine. And we are going to go ahead and start that. What is this guy's problem? Oh, you got fired. Yeah, sorry about that, bud. Sorry about that. You're not going to like go around breaking stuff. You're just throwing a little bit of a temper tantrum. You'll be all right. You'll be okay. Just get out. Just get out. So our current goals are to reach museum level 18 and have a museum rating above 75. Our museum rating is just, slowly going up and down based on how our guests are doing. We do every now and then hit above 75. So our main goal here is going to be to reach museum level 18. And then we'll need 1 more star somewhere. That could be this museum, or we could go back over to Memento Mile. Or we could start a brand new museum and get another star there. It really is up to us. It looks like we have a good health inspection rating, but not perfect. We have enough bins and all toilets were well maintained, but we did have too much litter. So that tells me that we might need to go ahead and hire another janitor. Really? We have 6 janitors at this point. I can't imagine that we would need another one, but I guess so. I guess we'll hire Mia Rhubarb here. Hopefully clean up some of that litter. I feel like we have enough bins around the place that shouldn't be too much of an issue. Can we place bins outside? That's actually a fantastic question. Yes, we can. So I'm going to throw a bin right there. Maybe that'll help. I don't know if there's anywhere else we should really have bins that we currently don't. Maybe next to this is not the worst idea in the world. And let's throw one like down in this corner here too, just in case people do have things that they want to throw out. Do we have a bin in the bathroom? Yes, we do. We have a bin there. I think that should pretty much cover it. The only other place that I can really think of is right in the foyer there, and that should be okay. We'll let the game run. We'll wait for this expedition to finish. I'll probably find both of the fish, and then we'll come back and show you where they're going to live. Unless the first fish we find is, you know, pretty cool, and I want to show you it. So we'll be back in a little bit. Okay, kind of cool. That is a bull shark. They need temperate climate and fresh food. I imagine they also require, you know, not to be in with little fish. I'm going to throw him down in here for the moment just so that I can inspect him. That is a cool looking fish with his little nose ring there. And yeah, he is a pescatarian, so this guy is going to require his own tank. He is actually 3 fish big, which is a lot. I think we'll probably end up setting him up right here. It's a little bit of a shame that I can't make this 4 wide. I mean, I could technically I could. If I move everything, this room and this room down by 1, then we can make this 4, and that will give us space for him and potentially another little fish. I believe someone in the comments mentioned that there is a pufferfish in the game. He is 1 big and he can't be eaten by predators. So I think for the moment, I'll set this up as just a 3x4 tank. He'll only have room for himself, but once we find something that can potentially go in with him, we might go ahead and expand that out to be 4x4, which I believe gives you room for 4 fish. So let's go ahead and do that. That is going to simply require an aquarium right in there, and I'm going to offset the door. So this door is on that side, this door is on that side. I don't know why, it just feels right to me. And I'll go ahead and decorate this out, and we'll be back in a little bit. That looks pretty good to me. He should be nice and happy in there. If we go ahead and... Nope. Don't pick up the entire room. Yes, I want to cancel editing in this room, please. I would like to click on the fishy and pick him up, not the entire room. Throw him down in here and just double check that his buzz requirements are all met. He needs to be near any aquarium plants, which is fine. He is a pescatarian. He is mortal. He requires fresh food, which he does have. He fills up the entire tank and he adds to messiness, but that is absolutely fine. Yeah, I like that for that guy. So we're going to continue on, find the other fish, and then we'll go ahead and level everyone up to pristine, get all their knowledge, all of those good things. And we have a painted portside fish. This guy is temperate climate with flake food. Commonly seen, only average quality, but I think that will be fine. We'll go ahead and throw them in with all of our other guys, make sure that it is all fine. Muddy water creates 1 more mess than usual, putting strain on the aquarium's filter power. That's fine. Our filter is currently at 63 out of 70, so we might have to upgrade that soon. And they would like to share an aquarium with another painted portside fish, so that is okay. We're not going to worry too much about that buzz bonus for the moment. Just because basically this guy is only going to be here for a short amount of time. He is eventually going to be deconstructed because he is only average quality. So now at this point, we'll go ahead, continue running the game. I'm going to do a whole bunch more expeditions to that location, get this site leveled up to level 3, go ahead and get ourselves pristine quality versions of this and deconstruct the remaining fish for knowledge. So we'll be back in a little bit. Looks like we also have a brand new interactive exhibit that we can go ahead and build in the workshop, which is actually something I am particularly interested in doing, because if we have a look at our guest happiness, average entertainment is only at 83%. So I think it's very much worth going in here and looking for the Seahorse Racer, hop in the saddle of a 900-pound purebred coralback, and experience how and why the famous Wetleyan cavalry ruled the seas. This is going to give us 50 buzz, 3 knowledge, and 100 entertainment. Going to cost $25,000 and take 6 days to do. Currently, money is not an issue at all for us in this museum, so I'm more than happy to do that. But in the meantime, we will continue on with our expeditions over here. And we are getting very close to be able to, my goodness, we are getting very close to be able to counter this event. Crimson here leveled up to level 11, and Rob Solomon is now level 2. So once, I think if my math is correct, yeah, they both need to level up one more time, or Rob just needs to level up twice. We should be able to counter this, but we're going to continue on with our speedy expeditions for the moment and see how that goes. We have another dilemma. Toothy trouble. The expedition is suddenly plunged into grave danger as a giant predator with teeth the size of buses gives chase. Now, unfortunately, we don't have survival skills, so we can't hide here. We can either choose between full spade ahead or evasive maneuvers. Honestly, I think evasive maneuvers is the way to go. That's just my gut feeling. We may be wrong. The exhibit takes a light battering after the team navigates a series of narrow underwater tunnels to shake off the beast. Exhibit quality is going to be -1, which we don't really mind about at this point because we're mostly just deconstructing them. And we grab the trait Sea Legs, which I imagine is going to be good for our marine life experts. We'll have a look at that once they get back. We have officially got a sea head from deconstructing things. We now have 12 knowledge in marine life, and the bull shark is now up to level 3. We earn ourselves a perk. Now, the astute among you might notice that I haven't installed any perks on my things, and the reason is I actually can't. The starting exhibits that we got are all just like common quality, and you cannot put traits on those. And as far as I can figure out, you also can't put any buzz bonuses on our fish themselves, and you can't put buzz bonuses on interactive displays either. So all of our perk points are just basically stacking up in our inventory. We have a whole bunch of them. There is potentially some that I could put on different things. For instance, this bandage box could probably get some, but I actually don't have any available for it. But yeah, that is what it is at the moment. We really don't have much of a choice in the matter. I would love to be using perks, but like I said, we just don't have any options to actually be using them. So these guys are back. I imagine this is going to be average quality, which is absolutely fine. We'll probably just go ahead and, well, we can deconstruct it. Why not? Why not? That's going to get us 416. How much do we get if we sell it? 3,000? Yeah, we don't need the money. Let's just get the experience. That is what I'm mainly after. We'll go ahead and send them straight back out with the expedition journal, speedy. And we now have, because this is now level 3, we have an extra chance to get sneaky survey. So I'm considering going for the detailed setup. I actually didn't realize that. That is not something that I realized. If you go for the detailed approach, it takes much longer but provides a larger boost to survey progress. But the interesting thing here is you actually get +1 exhibit quality. So with this, we'll get 50% survey level, which we don't care about. We'll get 2 events, which is going to be both slow sailing and sneaky survey. So that's going to already increase our exhibit quality by +1. And then by doing the detailed expedition, we also get another +1 exhibit quality. So much more likely to get pristine quality versions of things, which is exactly what we're looking for at the moment. It is unfortunately going to take 47 days +7, so 54 days in total. But I think that is going to be worth it in the long run. In the meantime, we did get the Seahorse Racer, and it is rather large, to say the least. We could potentially put it outside here, but it doesn't really look that great. We really don't have anywhere apart from over here that would work. Now, we could put it over here, and that would be absolutely fine. It does fit, but this was going to be saved for my cold water tank. I guess we can put it here for the moment, since we don't have any cold water fish. And I'll go ahead and make sure this floor is painted the same color as everything else, because that is going to bug me if it's not. And yeah, I guess we go from there. We should probably also paint the walls, right? Because they are a different color as well. We'll use the fill tool, put that in there, and that'll be good. So I'll go ahead and decorate this out. It just needs to be near any marine life decoration, and we'll get some decorations going as well. So we'll be back in a little bit. A little tip too, someone mentioned in the comments of the last video, if you hold control, left click and drag, you can actually free rotate objects that way as well, which is very interesting to note. Especially useful if your Z and X buttons bug out. I think I prefer the Z and X version of it, but that's just me. So I'm going to continue decorating this and we'll be back soon. And there we have it. There is our Seahorse Racer. We'll keep an eye on our guests' average entertainment. Hopefully that goes up with that exhibit in. In terms of our cold water tank, we might have to go ahead and unlock another plot to be able to fit that into this museum. That is what it is. But yeah, for the moment, we are going to continue on finding these pristine versions of the fish that we just found. So we'll be back in a little bit. Alright, looks like we just found the pristine version of our bull shark here, so he can go back to the inventory, and we can go ahead and throw the pristine version right down in there. He just needs to be near aquarium plants, which is a perfect solution for this because we clearly have plenty of aquarium plants in here. He should be very happy in that tank, and people should be happy to look at him, so that is fantastic. Now we are just waiting on the whatever it is. If I can find him in this tank, let me have a look. The painted portside fish, apparently he's in the plant right now. And I'll probably go ahead and try and get 2 pristine versions of him, just so that we can fill that tank out a little bit more. And in saying that, we should probably also go ahead and upgrade this water filter. We don't have any perks available for it, but we can go ahead and do an upgrade, which will increase its filter power by 10. Thankfully, while they are upgrading it, this doesn't reduce the messiness to filter power ratio, so we can just not worry about that. We also had our Who's he Bob, our security guard guy level up, so we just need one more level to be able to counter slow sailing, but we are again going to go for detailed in hopes of finding pristine versions of these fish. It does take a little bit longer, but I am okay with that. It also looks like our average entertainment has gone up quite significantly. We're now at 86%. So that is fantastic. The museum rating does fluctuate between like 65 to like 76. So once we get 18, this should just automatically complete once it fluctuates back up to there. We have a museum inspection coming up soon. People are needed in the gift shop. Everything is generally running pretty well. We're not making a ton of profit each month, but we are making enough to sustain ourselves, and that is absolutely fine. We could also go ahead and sell this bull shark. If we deconstruct it, it's going to be 1,500. If we sell it, it's going to be 7,500. Like I said, I'm not really worried about the cash at the moment. I just want the experience because I believe Toxic Calamari here is going to come in and analyze this, and they should get up to level 10 very, very soon, which is going to allow them to get another skill trait thing, which is going to be great. They do need to go on a break, and we should probably also just quickly address pay because people are starting to get a little bit unhappy with that. And it looks like our school trip went well. We get a plus 20% museum rating impact, which will of course help our museum rating above 75%. I feel like that will fade by the time we get to level 18, but that's fine. it really isn't going to be an issue. So I'm going to go ahead and get these pristine fish rolling, and we'll be back in a little bit. And we have our first pristine version of this guy. We can go ahead and place him straight in. I probably will go ahead and get rid of the average one for the moment. That's not going to be an issue, and we'll just double check that this guy is actually happy. He needs to be near aquarium shells, which I believe we have unlocked, and we can absolutely place down in this tank. If we go to edit room and search for shell, we can absolutely throw one of them in there for you. That should be good. Tick box, and yep, you are now at 36 out of 36. So we don't really need another one, but I kind of like having 2 of each. So let's do that. We'll grab one more of them, and then we'll move on to whatever is next. So we'll be back in a little bit. Well, okay, maybe we won't. It is currently autumn, and I don't actually think we've experienced one of these before, but some points of interest have special positive or dangerous events that are active at certain times of the year. When planning your expedition, make sure you check to see if any seasonal events will be happening. In autumn, we have choppy waters, which I don't think can be countered by a first aid kit. Yeah, no, it cannot. So if we go here, we have the chance of getting seasickness. I don't really want to deal with that, so since we already have the pristine quality version of all of the fish that we can get from this location, and we've got all of the knowledge, it might be worth our time moving on to somewhere else. Problem is, where? This requires 3 aquariums with 115 buzz. We can't really do that at the moment just because our tanks are too small. Or are they? Let me just double check something. You're only at 40 buzz, so that's probably not going to work. I was thinking we could just quickly throw another fish in here from one of these tanks. Not actually run the game, but that would trick the game into thinking we've unlocked that thing. So yeah, that's not really an option though, because that's only at 40. So throwing another fish in there isn't really going to help us out too much. We don't really have any space to throw down another aquarium right now because we did put that interactive exhibit there. So we might have to look for somewhere else. But that's fine. I believe there are other locations we can explore. This one is done. How do we get to this? This is Discover 5 Botany exhibits. That's not going to happen anytime soon. This rewards us with dinosaur bones, which might not be the worst thing to do. Is that going to count as prehistory though? That is what I want to know. It does require a prehistory expert, so we would have to hire someone for that. We can't do there. We've discussed that already. We could farm a fish. Place an egg cup in an aquarium with multiple fish of the same species to produce more fish. Fish reproduction is more likely when buzz bonuses are active. I think we could potentially do that. We do have a couple of duplicates in here. We have 3 clownfish, actually, which is strange. I don't know why we have 3 of them. Yeah, and we only have 1 floating fish, 1 flying fish, and 1 painted portside fish. How about over here? What have we got? 2 starfish, 2 flamboyant fish. Yeah, let's do it in this tank. So that was a fish cup, I believe. Cup. That is going to cost us 250 kudos to unlock, but I'm okay with that. Chance to reproduce fish. We'll go ahead and unlock that and throw that down, I guess, like somewhere towards the back. Right about there, and then we'll just move this over so that it makes a little bit more sense. Maybe we could like block the entrance of this. No. Let's move this right to the front, throw that back there, and that should be good. And you know what? Since we've unlocked it now, we may as well go ahead and put it in the other one as well. Where can we throw this? Maybe like somewhere at the front, something like that might not look too bad. They do cost $15,000, which is good to note, but that potentially means we can go ahead and breed a fish and unlock that next location down here. This is going to be 2 marine life experts, so we're absolutely able to do that. And that is going to give us sea monsters and a tropical fish. Interesting. Okay, how about here? Employ an expert qualified in level 5 supernatural. Okay, that's not going to happen anytime soon. What about... That's an obstruction. We need a marine life expert and a janitor and survival skills. So I think we can do that, and I think that's probably going to be what we do. We don't actually have survival skills at the moment. Okay. If we go ahead and deconstruct this painted portside fish, though, and wait for toxic calamari to come in here, we can check on them. I'm hoping there's a chance that this gets them up to level 10, and we can go ahead and give them survival skills to be able to clear out that obstruction. That's the plan, but it looks like they're analyzing this far too quickly and are not going to level up to level 10. That is unfortunate. So it looks like we're going to have to do an expedition to somewhere we have already been. And I think we'll probably... I really want to go back to Tide Mountain and get ourselves another painted portside fish. Let's be honest. It is autumn. Let's just wait a couple months and then we'll go ahead and do that. So we'll be back in a little bit. Never mind. We just farmed a new flamboyant fish in our aquarium. And I imagine because they were both pristine, this one is also pristine. We need to keep an eye on our messiness / filter power, but this is a select specimen. Raised to perfection in your museum, worth more than usual. So we could go ahead and sell them for 2,200. I think it's probably just going to be worth keeping them in here at the moment. We have the room, and though I guess they'll just keep reproducing. They should be fine though. I don't think there's any problem with that whatsoever. It's a little bit silly that they don't get a little bit more buzz because we farmed them, but it is what it is. With that said, we have now unlocked Murky Middle Sea. So we can go ahead and do that. That is also going to require survival skills. That is annoying. So we can't actually do this yet either. But we can potentially do this. We need strolling surveillance, which we have. Why is it telling me that I can't do it then? Security guard in museum is 0. Oh, they need to be level 5. That's why. So we're going to have to wait for them to level up. In the meantime, is it still the wrong time of year? Yeah, it's still autumn. That's unfortunate. So I guess we're going to have to wait a little bit longer to be able to do that. You know what? We could probably just quickly do an expedition here and go ahead and send out Crimson. Well, actually, we can probably send Toxic Calamari here, actually, just so that they can potentially level up a little bit quicker. We'll send them out with the... I mean, it's not going to really matter, so we'll send them out with the Expedition Journal. Does this give you extra experience? No. We can't do Speedy because they don't have the wings trait. But we can do a safe one, send them out. We'll get that back. We'll get them to deconstruct it, and that'll be good. All right, we actually had our first conservation inspection. I thought it was just another health and safety inspection, but it wasn't. This is a conservation inspection. The rating was good. The Department of Culture commends your museum with fantastic features and multi-unguous? I don't know that word. Merits. It's an example to establishments everywhere. Solid. So we had well-decorated analysis rooms. Most exhibits were well decorated. All exhibits had active buzz bonuses, which is good. And then a few exhibits in good condition. So we might actually need to hire some more experts to look after our things. But that is going to give us a 10% museum rating impact and $5,000, which is always nice to see. A new starfish has been farmed in the aquarium as well, which is good. You know what we could actually do? We could send one of the other starfish into our analysis machine because we need XP. That is what we need most. That's not going to get done until Calamari here comes back, but we just actually increased our museum star rating, so that's fantastic. The following is an automatic message from the Department of Culture. Congratulations, you did it, whatever it is. We get $10,000 and 50 kudos. We just need one more star across our museums to be able to level up. And honestly, we might stay here. This is earn $4,500 from tours, which we actually haven't set up yet, and we probably should, and reach museum level 19, which honestly shouldn't take that long. But in order to do that, we are going to need to build ourselves a tour stand. And I honestly think back here might be one of the best locations for it. If I can get it as close to the wall as possible. We'll set that, and that. That gives us average quality pristine, total buzz is 451, decoration is perfect, cohesion is perfect, and length is perfect. Almost 5 stars out of 5. I think that is going to be an absolutely amazing tour setup. What is your issue? Expert required? I imagine that is what that is asking me for, because we currently don't have any experts who can do tours. Well, we do. Rio Thumper can, technically. Is Rio Thumper good at them? Globetrotter and analytical? Not really. I think we need to go ahead and hire another expert anyway, so we'll get rid of all these guys, advertise a new job in marine life. I'm hoping for someone with no traits or the tour guide trait, and that should be good. We're also immediately just going to put this, whatever it is, into our inventory, and we'll deconstruct that later on with toxic calamari here. They should immediately go into that room there. And we farmed a new flamboyant fish. I don't know if we want to keep these on because these are happening very, very fast. I mean, I guess it's a good source of money. We can just go ahead and sell them. But I don't really want 4 flamboyant fish in this tank. It's eventually going to overload the filter. So I think, yeah, we'll just sell them and keep that as an extra source of income. I suppose I should probably also go ahead and upgrade the filters here. We can upgrade this one more time. That'll give us an extra 25. This is currently 63 out of 81. This is 49 out of 63. I'm wondering if this is maybe unreachable. Let's just pick it up, put it back down. Yeah, it was. It was unreachable. All right, do we have... Yes. Timmy Doolittle here. You're in the wrong department, but you do have the tour guide ability. You donate litter to the floor, which I don't love. Yeah, sorry. I'm going to search for a new one. We'll come back once I find someone for this. All right, perfect candidate here. We have someone who is a bookworm and loyal. Vladimir Higginbotham, apparently. You are officially hired, and you are immediately going to be trained in tour guidelines. We'll start that training, and we'll jump into our staff here. Make sure that you are allowed to do tours. Oh no, that's the wrong thing. But toxic calamari should not be doing tours. And Vladimir Higginbotham should not be allowed to do the analysis room. That should be only toxic calamari at the moment. Rio Thumper can continue doing tours until this training is finished. And then that should be good. That should be good. We do currently have a tour going on. If we zoom in here, they are currently showing off our fish. Doing all the good things. Hopefully we get some money from that very, very soon. Honestly, these are a little bit too frequent for my liking. In order to farm fish, you need 2 fish of the same species and an egg cup item in the same aquarium. Provided there's enough space, a new fish can appear in the aquarium. For better chances to ensure fish are happy and healthy, with active buzz bonuses, some fish have naturally higher farming frequencies than others. Okay, that is good to know. In terms of this one, we can farm the flamboyant fish or the starfish in here. That is good to know. All right, new clownfish. My goodness, so many fish. We are just selling all of them to make a little bit more money. I understand that I could like take the cup out, and we might at some point if it gets super annoying, but at least it's giving us something to farm for our deconstruction machine, right? It also looks like that training is now finished, so you are officially our only tour guide, please. And we already have 2,400 from tours, so that's good. We should also almost be there with toxic calamari getting up to level 10 or 15, is it? Yeah, level 10, and getting that extra unlock there. We have a new fish here. Toxic calamari has leveled up. We'll go ahead and sell that one for the moment. As soon as toxic calamari here finishes this deconstruction, we'll send them for training. And then we should be able to clear some obstructions and move on to some new locations. In the meantime, we could potentially go ahead and get ourselves another painted portside fish. That doesn't seem like a terrible idea if we just send Crimson out for that. And Rob Solomon, yeah, that's much better. We can go for detailed. to make sure that we get the pristine version of that and go ahead and start that expedition. By the time they're back, Toxic Calamari here should be leveled up and finished this and done their training. So we'll be back in a little bit. We have unlocked a new location. This is going to be in the Netherworld, and this is the Paranormal Detection Agency. That just requires training an expert in survival skills, so I guess we'll unlock that for the moment. We're not going to do anything with it just yet, but that'll be fine, I guess. It also looks like we are farming flamboyant fish at a rate faster than I thought we were, so I'll go ahead and sell... I'll probably sell 2 of these. Just keep 2 at all times. 2 flamboyant fish in here. Make sure that we don't have 3 of things in our different locations. Pool food. What is pool food? Oh, pool full. Funny for a fish. Entertaining to view. Okay. So clownfish are good for entertainment. That is good to note. But we will sell 1 of those just so that we have 2 clownfish in there. I think that'll be okay. And we'll be back in a little bit. Right, Noel Custard here has leveled up to level 5. I'm going to keep that in mind because one of the requirements was a level 5 security guard. I believe they needed to have strolling surveillance. Let me just quickly double check that. Where was that? That was, yeah, you. You need strolling surveillance to clear this obstruction. So we are going to go ahead and train up that security guard that has that free slot with strolling surveillance. I mean, it's a good upgrade to have for your museums anyway. It's going to make them better while they're walking around doing their things. We've also unlocked Curses, just by having average guest entertainment above 75% and earning $5,000 from the gift shop. Again, we're not going to do anything with that just yet, but it's there in case we need it. Of course, we get a bull shark. So we're going to send that immediately to the inventory. And we can probably go ahead and deconstruct that if I'm being honest. As soon as this helicopter comes back, we should be able to send out Toxic Calamari to a brand new location. So we'll pause the game here. Make sure we are at 2.3, and I can't remember which one it was. Was it this one? Yes. So Murky Middle Sea requires 2 marine life experts and survival skills. This is going to give us sea monsters and tropical fish. I don't know what we do with sea monsters yet. I have never experienced one, but we're going to go ahead and set up this expedition. So we're going to send Crimson and Toxic Calamari here. That will allow us to counter basically everything. We don't get sharks, we don't get a hull leak, and we don't get fish food. The only thing we can get is Slipstream, which is expedition time minus 5 days. In terms of cargo, it's not going to matter, so we're going to go for the expedition journal. This is, however, going to cost us $12,000. We can go for Speedy as we get the survey level up. It's currently going to go up by 65%, so we're not going to have to do too many expeditions here to max that out. Sorry. So yeah, we're going to send them out, see what a sea monster is. We require someone in the analysis room, but that's fine. We could probably actually, now that we have 4 experts, we could probably say, you guys, if you're not doing anything else, you can go to the analysis room and slowly level up over time. I also just want to quickly do a pay review, and that should be good. As soon as we reach museum level 19, we will get this star and curator class 4, which is also very, very exciting. We're almost there. Yeah. This museum is running quite a lot smoother than I expected it to, especially considering how little room we have. I am a little bit concerned about getting that sea monster in, because if they need an aquarium, I don't know where I'm going to put it. We could go ahead and have a look. Oh, we can actually purchase this already. We can purchase that too, and that. So yeah, we've actually unlocked all of the plots. So I guess if we get a sea monster, they're going in their own building. Let's see what we got. We got a Zapper. Making the ocean currents an electrical current. This is a sea monster. So yeah, it looks like they're going to need to go into just a normal tank. Tropical climate, that's fine. That is a water heater tank. I am curious whether or not you will kill all of our fish. I'm almost scared to put this in here, but the game is paused, so we're going to leave it there. Battery drain. Decreases the energy of staff who enter the aquarium. I'm okay with that. That's fine. You need fresh food, but you don't eat other fish, is how I'm reading that. Okay, I'm happy enough with that. We are going to need to throw down a fresh food dispenser in here though, so we'll go ahead and edit the room. Make sure that we have a fresh food dispenser as well as our flake dispenser. That'll be fine. Tick that. You should now have ticks all across the board. You have maximum buzz. Our messiness / filter power is now over the limit though, so we should go ahead and upgrade this and potentially grab ourselves another one just to make sure that we are officially over that limit. We can go ahead and start upgrading that as well. But that is honestly a cool looking fish. And I'm glad that I didn't need to make a new aquarium. Oh, never mind. Maybe we do. Maybe we do. Why are you dying? Why are you dying? I'm not sure. Can they just not be in an aquarium with sea monsters? Oh, that's not good. That is not good. You might need to be in your own tank. Decreases the energy of staff who went to their aquarium. This says nothing about it affecting other fish, but I guess it does. So you're going to the inventory. We're going to make sure that these guys don't die. Yeah, they're going back up, so that's fine. Yeah, you're going to need your own space. Okay. How big are you? Does it tell me that? No, of course it doesn't. All right, I'm going to do some redecorating over here. I think we can potentially fit another smaller tank like right next to it and have it live in there. Is it? It can't be because we put the fresh food dispenser in here. I mean, we don't need it anymore anyway, so we're going to sell it and throw that back down there. And yeah, I'm going to jump into a time lapse as I figure out where I actually want this thing to be. Alright, so this is going to be our new aquarium for our sea monster. I'm just going to make sure that I throw down our hanging signs and the like to make sure everyone is satisfied here. That is right up against there, and that should work just fine. Now if we go into our inventory, we can throw the zapper down in here. And it actually takes up 3 spaces. We do have room for another 2 fish technically. I kind of wish that I had a little bit more room here, just so that I could potentially make this 2 zappers in here. I don't know if they can coexist or not, but yeah, that would be cool. He is happy now, so that's good to see. These guys are slowly healing back up. If you have a look here, I'll just hold my mouse in the one spot and you can see it is going up, so that is going to be okay. We don't have to worry too much about that. We could potentially also go ahead and customize this tour to have this, but I have a feeling it might change the length, and yeah, it does. Well, actually, the length is still great. This is just now average quality epic because this guy is common, but I think in the long run that is going to be worth doing. So I'm going to continue with expeditions to this new location, try and find the other thing that we haven't found yet, and go from there, I suppose. Alright, that is all redecorated out. So now we are just waiting for our people to come back. Why is everyone complaining? I don't think we have enough security guards. How many security guards do we have? I guess we only have 3, so that sort of makes sense. I don't like either of these guys particularly. Well, you're not actually that bad. Globetrotter and Loyal, you can work in the camera room when we eventually get one, but that'll be fine for now. I'm wondering what all our security guards are actually doing at the moment. Donation collection. So yeah, they're just being a little bit slow about it. Our expedition is back, so we can go ahead and open this crate, and we get a tiger shark. He is also not going to be able to live with our other fish, is he? If we go ahead and place him, I'm going to pause the game, make sure this is going to be absolutely fine. He's in a so frightening you'll run from the water. Mild impact on toilet comfort. And he is a pescatarian, so he will occasionally eat other smaller fish. Careful with where they live. So it looks like we are going to have to build a new building, because honestly we have no more room for aquariums. Unless, can we do like a 3x3? I feel like that is pushing it a little bit fine. What is the minimum room size? Minimum room size is 4x3. Okay, so we can't do that. Potentially, we can potentially do this if we really want to. The question is, do we really want to, or should we just expand to a new building? I think for the meantime, I will do what I'm thinking, but it's going to be somewhat temporary. So bear with me a minute. I shouldn't have unpaused the game. You need to go back into my inventory, please, before I accidentally unpause the game and kill all of my fish. This is the plan. I am going to move, like, cut a little bit of a cutout here. I'm going to throw a 4x3 tank in right here, and we'll throw down our new fish in that tank for the moment. And then I think we'll probably be, at that point, we'll probably be pretty much done with this museum for the moment. And then whatever the next curator class 5 is, we'll figure out what we want to do from there. So give me a second as I adjust all of these things, and we'll be back in a little bit. All right, so that's sort of the general plan. I'm not super happy with it, to be honest. I wish it was a little bit better, but it sort of just is what it is at this point. We do need to move some of this stuff around to make this make a little bit more sense. I think that can go right about there. That's probably too many signs for that, if I'm being honest. I think we'll just delete that one for the moment. Maybe move this over to there instead. And yeah, that'll be fine. We can also go ahead and add this aquarium to the tour. It just needs to move up by a couple. Did I just move it down? Yeah, I did. Sometimes these buttons are in a little bit of a weird spot, so that should be number 3. Yeah, that makes sense. Length is still great. That's fine. We'll accept that, and then we can go into our inventory and throw the tiger shark down in there. He's going to take up the entire tank, but he's going to be okay. The only downside to him is he is going to mildly impact our toilet comfort on our experts, but that is what it is, and he should be fine and happy. And honestly, he's a pretty cool shark. Let's be honest, if we can get a good view of him down there. Yeah, I don't love this layout, and I mean, it's not bad. You still have the same amount of room, so yeah, I don't hate it. If we could potentially move this tour guide to start like down here somewhere, that might be better. Like if we started the tour guide there, we could potentially go ahead and do the exact same thing on this side and still have plenty of room. I don't hate that. The tour guide just gets in the way a little bit. No, I don't want to throw it in front of that because there's not a whole lot of viewing there. Let's go for there. Tour setup should still be the same. And let's just double check that length is actually improved with that, so that's good. And as soon as we get pristine quality versions of those guys, that will be a very good tour. So now I guess we have a little bit more room for more fish if we need it. It looked like some people got stuck in the tank there, but that is going to be okay. We'll go ahead and send out another expedition over here with Toxic Calamari and Crimson. Expedition Journal, we'll go for Speedy and go from there. Yeah, we're still at currently level 2. Once that gets up to level 3, we'll probably start doing Detailed, just so that we can get the pristine versions of them, and that'll be good. I hope. I hope that'll be good. We are very close to leveling up to level 19. And getting this final star. So these are probably the last fish we will get for this episode. But we're going to wait for them to come in, and we'll be back in a little bit. All right, and again, the what's it called? The exhibit that just gets lended to us increased our star rating. So we are now at level 4 on this museum. Gets us $10,000 and 50 kudos, and more importantly, gets us to curator class 4, which gives us another 5,000 cash, 100 kudos, and museums can now receive 5-star ratings. It looks like the next objective is to go ahead and get 3 more stars across our museums. For this particular museum, that is going to be particularly tricky because it's going to ask us to display 1966 total buzz. So we basically have to double the amount of buzz that we have in this museum for that to do anything. I also noticed that I haven't had any fish reproducing recently. We do have 3 flamboyant fish in here, which I don't need. I only need 2. But yeah, we also have our crate back. And this should be the survey where we level up this particular location. Unfortunately, that is still only average quality, but we will now be doing detailed expeditions to that location in hopes of getting pristine versions of those fish. So let's just quickly double check. Yep, max level is 3. So set up expedition with Crimson and Toxic Calamari. We're still going to go for the expedition journal. We should now get Slipstream and Expedition Quality +1 with a detailed expedition, as well as the bonus expedition quality from doing a detailed expedition. So this should only take us 34 days with Slipstream, and we should be able to get those pristine exhibits nice and quickly. So once we do, we'll be back in a little bit. All right, we have another dilemma. Black flag, a pirate ship appears on the horizon, skimming over the waves and coming this way. The team stand frozen in fear. We're going to either flee or throw something overboard, or if we had strolling surveillance, which we don't even have any security on this, we could shoo them away. I think we're honestly better off throwing something overboard, maybe make us lighter, make it so that we can get away a little bit quicker. That gives us low morale, but we didn't lose anyone. So cutting to the pirates chase for them, the team begins throwing their personal effects overboard. You can't loot me if I loot myself first. So that gives them low morale. That is what it is. They're going to be okay. I think they're getting paid enough. Let's just quickly do a pay review, make sure they are happy-ish, and go from there. It looks like we also have another health inspection coming in soon, but we're going to wait and come back once we get these pristine exhibits in our museum. I am also just going to quickly hire another expert because currently we are analyzing a whole bunch of stuff. We only have 4 experts in this museum, or now we have 5 with Finn in here. The reason that I want to do that is because we have quite a lot of exhibits that we need to maintain. One of our experts is currently always doing a tour guide. 2 of our experts are always on expeditions. So having just 1 expert to maintain everything seems like a bad idea for me. And with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and throw rapid restoration on him so that he can go ahead and do things a little bit quicker. We'll also go into his job assignment and say, you don't do tours, you don't do the analysis room, you just restore exhibits. That's all I need you doing. That's all I want you to do. Just do that. So we'll be back in a little bit. All right, we officially have both of our new fish as pristine exhibits. So let me just quickly go ahead and select the tiger shark here. We'll place him back in our inventory, throw our new tiger shark down. That is enough tiger sharks in our inventory to go ahead and get all the knowledge on them. We are just waiting on 2 more sea monsters, specifically the Zapper, to get full knowledge on them. So I'm going to continue on with these expeditions for the moment until we get 2 more Zappers, and then at that point we will have officially completed this location. Because we now have all the pristine exhibits that we need, we can go ahead and do this on speedy mode because we don't need pristine quality versions of them to deconstruct, so that'll be a little bit quicker to get that up and running. All right, that is all of the things we need. We now just need to deconstruct both of these guys, and we will have full knowledge on absolutely everything we currently have in the museum, apart from the things that we started with. I'm going to hold off on the expeditions for a little bit here, just while we get these deconstructed, so I don't forget where I am. And yeah, I'll see you in a little bit once these guys are both deconstructed. You also really need to go to the toilet. You should probably just do that. Go on a break, please. Can you go on a break? Go to the toilet. We are still continuing to sell all of the fish that are farmed as well, just in case you were curious. Alright, analysis is complete on the tiger shark, and that is, I believe, full knowledge on both the Zapper, yep, 4 out of 4 there, as well as the tiger shark. So everything in our museum currently has absolutely maximum knowledge. That gives us another perk, and that is fantastic. You probably shouldn't be in there with that guy, to be fair, but he seems like he's doing all right. Hopefully he doesn't get shocked too bad. But on that note, with those all done, we now need to move on to Curator Class 5 and receive 3 more stars across your museums. And I think the best way to do that is to go ahead and start a brand new museum. So I want you guys to tell me in the comments down below where we should go next. I have a little bit of a bug right now, where the descriptions for each of these locations is the description for Passwater Cove. I believe that's a bug, but we can either go to Whalon Lodge, we can go to the Bungle Wasteland, or we can go to Pebbly Heights. And I want you guys to let me know where you think we should go next. But with that all being said, let's just continue down here. That's not going to load again, right? Yeah. With that all being said, I hope you guys have enjoyed the episode. If you have, make sure to leave a like and a comment down below for the sake of engagement. Consider subscribing if you haven't already. If you would like to be in our brand new museum, make sure to join as a Golden Panda member or above. And until next time, happy building, happy curating. Bye guys.